Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop, out here in the mini shed again. I got the whiteboard up. I got some stuff drawn for the electrical that I'm going to be wiring up on this 1965 vintage VW motor. I'm going to build myself a starting box, test box. I saw one that looked pretty much the way I want to build mine, and it's by VW Jawbreaker, Gary. I like the way he built his. Now you can make it pretty simple just to get it going. I'm going to do that, but for the long run, I'm going to build a starting box. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. And if you like, give me a like. Hit the old hand thing and let your friends and family and your neighbors too know about Tim's Workshop on my YouTube. Let's get going on this wiring the VW motor for first start. I'm going to show you how to wire this thing up. The easy way, I can not only start the motor, but I can also charge the battery too at the same time. First off, we got the coil here. Okay, and we have one post here and one post here. This is the positive and this is the negative coil. Okay, then the next thing that we need, since I don't have a electric choke on this, we don't need to draw that. We need to draw the distributor, right? So, distributor. Then we have the generator. And we have a regulator. It's on top of the generator. The regulator has 4 posts. These two are tied into the generator. This post here is a signal connected for the signal light, showing that your generator is on when you turn the ignition switch on, and then it goes off once the engine's started. And this is your battery hookup. Then this is a starter. This is a generator. This is starter. And off the back of the starter you have a positive post. And you have a small spade connector. Your starting wire hooks up to that. And then over here you have your battery, your 12-volt battery. Now this is a 6-volt system, but I can still use a 12-volt battery. You just have to, don't crank it too long when you're using a 12-volt battery on a 6-volt, but you can get by with it. We got those are the main ones there that we need. I just received the lights. I only need one green light and one red light. 20 of them total, 10 green, 10 red for real cheap. So I went, I can't resist that. And they're LEDs, you know, so cool. So I got my generator light and I have an oil light. Let's get this thing wired. First off, we have our positive. This is the battery here. Okay, battery. That's a negative. The negative is just grounded to the engine. So your positive big cable is going to go from here to the big post. But you also have a wire going from the big post to the coil. But you also have another wire that's going to go from here to here, but you're going to have a start button on it. And you also have another wire going from here that's going to your generator. So you got all this hot action. You got to have a hot wire to your coil. You got to have a hot wire to the generator to charge your battery. You don't have to, but if you're going to run the engine long enough to heat it up, to make sure it's not leaking, make sure it's not overheating, all that, you want to be able to charge your battery at the same time. And then you got to have a wire coming off of here to your small post on your starter, so you could put a start button on it to start your engine. Yay! And then also you probably want an on-off switch to shut everything down, because once you get it started, how are you going to disconnect it? Well, you're going to pull this wire off every time and take a chance of getting shocked? No. So what you want to do is probably be a good idea to just put your on-off switch right here. That way, when it's running and you want to shut it off, rather than touching the wires, you just hit your on-off switch and that'll shut down the power to the coil. We'll try it that way and see if it works. I got some of the stuff I needed. We're going to go ahead and put this in there. Coil. Okay. Then we're going to tighten the coil up here. Okay, I had to take out one screw so I could get up here to get this, because this thing's in the way, this vent. There we go. Just want it so it's not up above here. I do have some more screws. Instead of putting these dirty old ones in, I'll put the nicer ones on. Okay, there's that one. Since I have plenty of these nice ones, might as well use them. So next up is this thing, right? Well, this is a post, so that's not going to hook on there. So what we're going to do, there's the post. I just bought them. Now we just need a short wire. Let's go with this red one. Okay. Okay. That's good. We'll put this on the negative. Put the lock washer on it. And then the nut. Now what would have been nice is if I had a spade, a dual spade with a center post hole. And they sell them. I'll have to buy them online. Okay, so we're just going to push this one in there. This one's the same. This one actually, the wire should just go right in. Alright. Crimp that. The red. In the middle. Alright. That's good. 10 millimeter. Yep. Okay. So that one's done. If I can get that other deal like I was talking about with the double male spade that screws in, and then I could just connect this right direct to it, but I don't have that yet, so this will work for now. So up here we need a good battery connection here that's going to go to the starter, and then when we turn this on, it's going to charge the battery. This is actually back feeding through here back into the starter post, but there's another cable that's going to the battery, of course, because when you start it. Now what I'm going to use, I think I can use the winch I'm not using, not the one for the boat, but the one I have in the garage has a smaller gauge, right, that can hook to this and the starter too. So we're going to get that I wanted to get this going first. I'm just pre-wiring, getting the wires together so it's ready to go. Once I get this motor off the stand onto a dolly to do a test run, I want to have everything ready to go. Oh, I can hook up the coil wire. I could do that. Okay, yippee-i-yo. I got to get the fuel fittings. I was shooting WD-40 on this because now this thing is nice and loose as a goose. Yeah, it was a little stiff. So as you saw in the last thing I was working on, I got the distributor wire hooked up to the negative side. And I hooked up the positive wire to my on-off switch. So that on-off switch will go all the way over to the starter. That'll be able to turn off the engine, but it'll also be able to shut off the coil too, the power to the coil, so which will shut off the engine so you don't burn up the coil. So I got that wired up, ready to go. I got my winch cable, the positive one, and that's going to go to the big post, positive post on the starter once I get the starter on there. So when the generator is running, it's going to generate power, cycling it back into the battery to charge the battery. Now this is 6 volts, so I don't know how that's going to work charging a 12 volt battery, but we'll see. We'll try it, see if it works or not. So anyway, I got that all ready to go, so we'll keep that up there. I got to adjust the valves yet, valve cover gaskets. There's one more expense that I'm going to have to buy. I plan on taking this off the stand, which I would have to do anyway, to put the starter adapter and all that on, and the starter. Get it off the stand, get the stand out of here. My 4-wheel dolly, I'm going to put the engine on it without the muffler. I think it'll fit back here, out of the way, because the last expense I have, there's a flywheel on the ground. So I got to get that flywheel on, and I need to get it torqued before I run it. So before I run it, I got to have that torque adapter, and that's about on eBay it's $119, and then it has no shipping, but you got to pay the tax. I got to get that, and then I got to get the tool to hold the flywheel from spinning. So I got to get that. I got to get a D-bolt, for the starter. That didn't cost that much. I could make one actually. I'd rather have the actual bolt supposed to be on there. So in between, I'm going to come to a stop on this thing before doing the first start. For one, I need the money. So I have a couple outboard motors that are actually pretty close. All I got to do is do a couple things to them, and I can put them up before fishing season. Fishing season's like in a month away. Get them up for sale and get some money coming in for that, and then I can go ahead and get my stuff going on the motor here and get this thing up and running, and then advertise it and get even more money, and then I can get my Corvair engine that I need to get yet. That'll be next fall and winter's project, hopefully. The guy still has it for me, so he's just waiting on it. I've been communicating with him now. Hey, as soon as I get the money, I'll be down to pick it up. So he said, hey, there's no hurry. That's cool. The weather's getting better. Fishing season, like I said, is going to be coming up. So I got to get things ready to go fishing too. Okay, so I just wanted to give you an update on what I'm doing, what's next plan. My little shed out here, I got the outboard motors in. I gotta go through that, get it organized, get it locked down so the wind doesn't carry it away anymore. Well, I wanted to show you something else here I got to get the fuel fittings. So I figured out that it's a M10 1mm thread pitch barbed fuel fitting. It comes off of this one, and also the fuel pump has needs one too. I got some fuel hose, so it fits on here, and then the fuel pump will pump it up to the carburetor. So that's how that's going to work. As far as hooking up a fuel line, I'm going to have it my squeeze ball for my outboard motor. I'll have that hooked up to pump fuel to it when I'm ready. Yeah, I just took the top of the carburetor off with me so I could make sure I get the right size, and I found out it was an M10, which is metric, I believe. I don't know, it's an odd size. So we'll get this off, get all this stuff moved out of the way, get this part of the engine facing towards the wall, so the back where the flywheel is going to go. We'll get that ready to go. Once I get the parts, get a drill, put the bushing in the adapter so the starter will be in there solid. So we got some work to do, but I need some stuff to do it. So meantime, like I said, I'm going to get the shed organized here, get an outboard or two back in the workbench here, and start working on them, getting them ready to go, and see if I can get a couple of them sold, and that way I have more money to play with this thing and get it done. I'm so close. This one's getting a little long, so we're going to go ahead and cut it off, and the next video coming up will be doing some outboards here, getting them ready. All right? So until next time, we'll see you.